so Bodyweight Bootcamp, the equipment I have set up, you don't need this yoga block. It's the yoga mats, and then you're going to need your body. If you'd like to play really uplifting, motivating music at your place, feel free to blast it. You are on mute. I'm not playing any music here. Anyway, you can hear my voice loud and clearly. You're going to hear a timer that's got this like loud beeping noise, so that starts and stops each exercise. We're going to go ahead and start with the warm-up. And as we do the warm-up, I'll continue to talk a little bit more. I do recommend wearing sneakers for this class, but why is this not centered? But if you want to do barefoot in your house, that's up to you. All right, so let's start with some nice and easy squats. So just pretend like you're sitting back and down into your chair. You want to keep that chest up. A squat at its most basic thing is a hip hinge. So here's your hips, you push that butt back and down. And after the hips hinge, then your knees bend, and then your ankles will bend a little bit. So your knees do shoot forward a little bit, but you don't want to shoot it so far forward it goes out past your toes. Knees and toes are going to be aligned with each other, slightly turned out. Okay? Don't worry about counting. We really just want to get movement in the largest muscle group of our body, which is the lower body. So let me talk about the workout. You can modify any of the movements that are high impact, high intensity. Everything is all about upping the intensity. So it doesn't have to do with jumps. You just want to get that heart rate up. So the more you push yourself, the more you'll get your heart rate up. Now, in terms of high impact versus low impact, if you don't want to jump, you can keep everything low impact today. I'll show those modifications. Today's workout, our circuit is 30 seconds times 4. All right, we're going to go into lunges. So with your feet hip distance apart, take one step back with one leg, nice long stride, and knees and toes are all pointing forward to align with each other. Keep that chest up. I'm going to show you also the side view here. I'm going to do 16 of these, so that was about 5 there. So notice I'm going straight down, my back knee lowers to about ankle height. About 6 more. So you're trying to avoid shifting forward. You're trying to avoid dropping that chest and rounding the spine. Feeling a little bit of a hip flexor stretch there too. All right, let's turn around. Or switch legs, I should say. Okay, so again, roughly 90 degrees at the bottom. What was I talking about? Oh, 30 seconds times 4. So basically I'm going to do 4 exercises, but I'm going to do it one at a time. You're going to start on the first exercise and it's going to be 30 seconds nonstop. And then when you hear that beep, you're going to immediately go into the second exercise for 30 seconds. They're all going to be different muscle groups, so you're not going to get too fatigued. So it'll be lower body and abs and upper body, maybe another abs or another lower body. So you're never going to do like 2 lower bodies back to back. All right, so the idea is that you're moving nonstop for 2 full minutes. Then you get a minute break, and then you repeat that. All right, let's do some big arm circles. So sort of near like when there's about 5 seconds left of that first 30 seconds, I'll start to show the next movement so that you can transition to the next movement. But don't worry too much if you do like 35 seconds reverse direction. Don't worry too much if you do like 35 seconds of one move and like 20 seconds of the next. The point is that we're trying to constantly stay moving for full 2 minutes. A lot of our intervals and timing has been like 40 seconds on and 20 seconds rest. You gotta rotate and release the lower back. So get that rotation in the spine. So I just wanted to get kind of a different kind of timing here so that you're moving nonstop for a whole 2 minutes versus 40 seconds and then stop, 40 seconds and stop. Okay? You gotta warm up those hip flexors, lift those knees. Maybe just straight in front of you. If you want kind of more hip opening, you go out to the side. I think we're still missing one person. Let's see. Hopefully she has remembered. Okay, so we don't need to do like a full warm-up. I mean, we want to be as warm up as possible. But during this first round, if you want to keep things more low impact, you can. And then we have 6 full rounds. So you can start to pick it up more like the second round or third round. Okay. All right. So the first exercise in the round is a push-up. So I normally would do some push-ups in the warm-up, but then it's like we just do push-up right away anyway. So decide not to include push-ups in the warm-up. Now you can do push-ups on your knees. So my hands are like wider than the mats. So if you look at the front here, they're nice and wide. You can do push-ups on your knees. The challenge in this is to alternate between knees and toes. So I do one on the knees, pop up on my toes, do one. You might have different amounts of elbow bending when you're on your toes versus your knees, but that's part of the reason why we're switching. All right, and I can tell you all 4 exercises, but I don't expect you to memorize it. So again, like I said, when we're near the end of the 30 seconds of this push-up exercise, I'll show you the next one. And then you just go right into the next one, right into the next one. 4 exercises nonstop for 30 seconds. All right, so here we go. So start the timer. We're going to be starting in 5 seconds. So go ahead and get down. Here we go. 1 on the knees, 1 on the toes. On the knees at your own pace. If you want to stay 100% on the knees or 100% on the toes, feel free. Aim that chest or the floor right between your hands. Eye gaze also on the floor, not looking up, but not looking down at your belly either. Want to try to keep that head and neck aligned with your spine, since a push-up is a moving plank. Oh, I forgot to do this. Squats. Stand on up. Of course, I talked too much and I wasn't looking at the clock. It's okay, we're still moving. Squats with a twist. You can squat as low as you like. And you want to think about lifting up the knees more towards the elbow than about the elbows dropping down towards the knees. All right, let me get ready for this one. Oh, it's mountain climbers. All right, we all know how to do mountain climbers. Back on the floor, high plank position, running, running, running. Right after this, we're going to be on our backs doing reverse crunches. So this is sort of an ab exercise, but it's meant to get your heart rate up. All right, you can run as fast as you like. Pull those knees in, pull, pull, pull. Strong to the shoulders, elbows slightly bent. Keep those shoulders right over the wrist. You don't want your butt up. You don't want the shoulders behind the wrist. Right over the wrist. On your backs. Reverse crunches here. Bringing, or double crunch, we call that. The point is that you're lifting your tailbone off the ground. You can also do this, pressing into the floor. Again, to get the tailbone off the ground. You can kick up and bend. If you need a little bit of kick assistance. Okay, lots of options here. All right, you get a minute. Actually, do you guys need a minute? You can also do by 30 seconds. We're just starting. Should we just do 30 seconds? Maybe we'll get tired later and we'll want a whole minute. Okay, so there's a 30-second break. All right, 10 seconds, we're going back to the start. Onto the knees. So I just gave you 30 seconds break, but if you want a minute, we'll talk about that. We can move on. Here we go, on the knees. On the toes. Knees. We're back to our push-up. Find that nice, straight plank position. Keep your abdominals braced the whole time. All right, your abs don't really get a break, and neither do your arms. We're going to stand up in about 10 seconds, moving from upper body to lower body. All right. When you hear that 3 beats, that's basically the last 30 seconds. That's a good time to transition. Squat and rotate and lift those knees as high as you can. I'm really not pulling on my head at all. I'm just bringing the elbows across. All right, just to give my arms an anchor point. Got mountain climbers after this. Mountain climbers is a high plank, elbows. You don't want to lock the elbow during that. Run, 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 horizontal. Pick up those knees as fast as you can. Then we get to lie down and do some ab works. Actually, we'll take a minute after this. On your back. Maybe that's what we'll do. We'll do 30 seconds during the repeat, then a whole minute when it's a new round of exercises. Whew. We'll see how long we can last with that. So this is the reverse crunch. Then if you want to do a double involving more of the upper body, you can also lift the head, neck, and shoulder blades, as well as the pelvis. This is specifically targeting. Okay. How are we doing? Woo, we get a whole minute. So, your heart rate up? Breathing a little heavy? You're like, yeah, where's my water? Okay, you guys can hear me talk. All right, so during this minute break here, I'm just gonna, all right, checks. Girl is missing. Another 30 seconds. Okay, so this next round, we have a jump squat to single knee balance. So if you want to do squat jumps, it's like you're doing hopscotch. All right, ready? Let's go. So if you've ever done hopscotch, so non-jumping option, you can tap it in or squat down. Squats, lift, squat, lift. So you get to a single knee option or a one leg balance option. All right, let me tell you, the next one is spider push-ups, blast off. We're back to upper body. Blast off means we sit back, blast off and do a push-up. You can blast off, come to your knees, push up. Blast off, you come do a spider push-up, which is one leg forward. Blast off, spider push-up. So a couple options here. Blast off, regular push-up. Blast off, knee push-up. All right, reverse lunge. Lift, 3, 2, 1. This makes the other leg go. 3, 2, 1. Lunge back. 3, 2, 1. There should always be a different leg going back because of the 3 marches. 3, 2, 1. Make it a run. 3, 2, 1. Lunge. 3, 2, 1. Lunge. All right. Last one, our abs. Roll back, sit up, punch, punch. All the way up, down and up. Full body crunch. You get a 30-second break after this, and then we're back to our hopscotch squat jump. Feel free to take the non-jumping option. Oh, I think there's a hair in my eye. Woo! I don't care which arm goes up for the punch first. I think I'm alternating. Woo! And that's 2 minutes. Didn't that blow by kind of fast? 2 minutes. Is it okay? Robin, you're smiling. That's a good sign. All right, guys. In 10 seconds, we're going back to the first exercise. It's our hopscotch. If you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. It's just 2 feet, 1 foot, 2 feet. All right, let's go. Get as low and wide in the squat as you would like. It's a quick hop onto the foot. All right. The faster you move, the more your heart rate will go up. The more explosive in nature, also the more your heart rate will go up. We're doing blast off push-ups next. Couple options. I like to give a lot of variety for push-ups. Just because push-ups can get boring. But take your options. Hands down, blast off. Spider Spider-Man push-up. It's like you're a Spider-Man crawling up the side of the building. Okay? Option to do knees. Option to keep your feet where they are. Spider-Man push-ups aren't as challenging as you think they are because the foot here actually supports the arms. Okay? Reverse lunges. Lunge. 3, 2, 1. Lunge. 3, 2, 1. Use those arms. Drive those knees up, up, up. Up, up, up. This is as dynamic and as explosive as you'd like to make it. Looking good. Hey, why don't we give yourself like a 2-second break? Oops, I'm only punching one time. Punch, punch. Sometimes I'm talking, my body doesn't do what I want it to do while I'm talking. Which just goes to show you really need to concentrate on exercise. If your brain is focused on something else, even if it's on teaching the exercise, that's a different focus. So if you're thinking about work and anything else, yeah, it's hard. It's hard to keep focused on the exercise and technique. All right, we just did a round 2. Woo-hoo. We're now at round 3. All right, the first exercise, we plank jacks. So jumping jacks horizontally. So we're on our elbows. My feet go off the mat, on the mat. Do it nonstop. We still have another 30-second break. I just let the timer keep going because it keeps me accountable to the rest. You can do out, out, in, out, out, in. All right, so that's the non-jumping option. We have in and out low squat. Oh, so it looks like we're doing a jack theme. So jack's feet out in. And that's the second exercise. All right, getting ready to start in 5 seconds. On your elbows. Here we go. Eyes on your fingers, on your thumbs. You don't want to drop your head and look at your feet. All right, you really want to keep that head and neck aligned with the spine. Press into your forearms. Strong to the shoulder. Brace those abs. Try to keep your butt. Obviously, your butt's going to move when you jump. But try to keep that whole spine neutral and stable. Okay, we're bringing the jacks to the legs. Stay low. Knees are constantly bent. These are squat jacks. Out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, or out, out, in. Lots of options if you don't want to jump. Okay? Point is that the muscles in the legs stay loaded. There is no standing up. Whether you're jumping or not, there is no standing up. Okay. Full body crunch. Completely sit up. You can come into a bent knee ball. Or as you throw your arms up, you can try to keep your legs straighter. Just throw your body up. Yes. It's okay, a little bit of momentum. 5 seconds left. On our wrist this time. Low lunge. Big jump and switch. Another option, if you want a little more challenge, is that you take your feet together to both arms. So right now, only one leg is coming really close, right? And then you're switching. But the option is to take both feet to one arm, both feet back, both feet to the other arm, both feet back. Okay, take your 30-second break. We're gonna go back to the first exercise, which is our plank jacks. It's on our elbows, so we're not on our wrists, 2 exercises in a row. And then from there, how are we doing with this 30-second break? Do we need, is it okay? Yeah, it's okay? Okay. All right, let's go. Now we have 5 seconds. So on our elbows for the first one, and then we end up on our, here we go, jack it out. Head and neck align with the spine. You You don't want to look at your feet. I can't emphasize that enough because a lot of people just like to drop their heads. Okay? Press through those forearms, strong through the shoulders. Now, if this bothered your toes from the jumping and the impact of the toes landing, then definitely walk it out. It's fine. I wouldn't do this barefoot, by the way. This is one reason why it's helpful to wear sneakers. It's for the planks. You know, I can actually do these squat jacks with bare feet, right? If you know how to land properly. But doing the plank work with bare feet, right? That's what's challenging. The sneakers give your toes the cushioning and it gives it the grip. Ooh, I gotta stay lower. Lower, lower. We're going to our crunches. You can do any crunch variation you like. All right, guys? So if you don't like doing this, you can do crunches like this. Okay, there's just so many ab options. Do what you like. 30 seconds. Do what challenges you. And so our next one is called Everest Climber. We either have one foot all the way back and the other foot close to the hand, or you do it 2 feet. So wrists underneath shoulders, 2 feet to one hand, back to the center. 2 feet, abs tight before you jump back into that plank. Okay, or one. One, switch. As one foot goes back to the starting position, the other in a low lunge. Lift your butt high enough so that you can make the jump. And this is the non-jumping version, which I'm sorry, I forgot to show in that first round. Now we get a minute. Okay. We good so far? Everyone should be sweating. It's okay, sometimes, I think nothing. So sometimes, you know, we sweat just because it's a hot room, right? So sweat is only one indicator of how hard we're working. We have another 30 seconds. Sweat is only one indicator of how hard we're working. Sometimes it's the weather, sometimes it's the temperature. But other times, yes, it is a pretty good indication of the amount of work we are putting into a workout. All right, just keep in mind that it's not the only way to gauge. The best way to gauge, your heart rate, your breathing, right? As your heart rate increases, that means your body's needing more oxygen. So your heart's got to pump faster to get all the oxygen through your body. Oops, I started talking too much. All right, we're off by 30 seconds. But here's the exercise. You're gonna step one leg back, like maybe it's your right leg, step back like this, and then back to center. All right, so kind of to the back corner and back corner. And then if you want to do a jump, you can jump. All right, we're gonna start in 10 seconds. I gave you an extra 30 seconds of rest. My bad. All right, so here we go. And we step back to the corner and jump. Back to the corner, no jump. Okay, your choice on jumps. So as I go to the squat, use my arms, jump back to face front. Turn to the side. Open to the corner. Yep. It's kind of a corner motion. It's not like a full 180. Your hips have rotational capabilities, which is why you're able to do that. Get down in push-ups. Push-ups on the knees. Touch the opposite knee. So my front hand touch the back knee and my back hand touch the front knee. Push-ups on the toes. You gotta lift your butt up to touch the knees. That's okay. That's part of the workout. Getting into kind of a down dog. Part of the challenge. Take your feet nice and wide so you're on a more stable tripod. All right, so when one hand lifts the ground. In, out, 3, 2, 1. In, out, 3, 2, 1. Non-jumping version, take out that jack, that cross jack. Down, pull, pull. 3, 2, 1, and stand. We got a cross jack, so I'm doing a crisscross, 3 pulses. Crisscross, 3 pulses. Got 5 seconds. Let me see what the last exercise is. And it's our abs. All right, so we're here, leaning halfway back. And keep your arm reaching forward. This is what I call the can-can. You know, like when ladies are like kicking and dancing? That's what it is. So we're staying endurance of the abs. Keep those shoulders down. Reach, kick, kick. If you don't want your legs on the ground and you want to do non-stop kicks, you can. Woo! 30 seconds break. All right, so much to talk about, so little time. I really like this whole round of 30 seconds times 4, but one of the challenges is just getting all the information out there without those little breaks. So we're going back to that turning squats in 10 seconds. Option to jump to center if you'd like. And then we go to the push-up, touching the opposite knee. All right, 3 seconds. Transverse. Hips open, come together. Hips open, come together. And if you want to do non-stop jumps, here it is. I jump to the transverse, I jump to the side, jump to the center, jump, open up. Nice, 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 nice. 10 seconds. Push-ups are next. If you really hate push-ups, do an extra couple of squats. And take your time getting to the push-ups. You are going to be in a downward dog in order to touch that opposite knee. Really important to have your feet wide. I don't know if you can tell, but my feet are on the edges of my yoga mats. Really? So about shoulder distance apart. Come to your knees. Totally not a problem. Kind of limited what we can do body weight. All right. Those jacks. Inhale for 3. Pulses. Pulse 3, 2, 1. Up, down, down, down. In, out, out, out. Those 3 pulses. Overload the leg muscles. That jack is optional. All right, let's do our abs. The can. You can have your hands down here, which I didn't show in the first round. Have your hands here. Reach it up here. Option, have a foot on the ground at all times. Slow down those kicks. The point is that you're leaning back. Your abs are engaged. Yes, your spine is curved because your spine is flexed. That's how we work and engage the abs. Woo. Now we get a minute. All right, that was round 4. We got 2 more rounds, guys. You can do this. Yeah. Down dog. Oh, okay. Let me actually explain this one. So a lot of times we focus on chest, legs, abs, a lot of body weight because we don't have like a bar to do pull-ups or weights to pull up. It's hard to do lats and pulling with just body weight, okay? And it's hard to do shoulders because shoulders usually you're pressing something overhead. But anytime your arms are going overhead is when you work the shoulders. So we can do that by getting into a down dog and doing a push-up in a down dog position. All right, so try that. That's the first exercise. If that is just not working for you, do regular push-ups. Okay, let's try this. So down dog, deltoid push-ups. So this, you really want your butt in the air. And your target is your deltoids, not so much your chest. These are more challenging. Bend your knees a little bit. Down dog, remember, you can always bend your knees. Down dog is not a straight leg required movement. Okay? All right, next exercise. Curtsy lunges. Curtsy lunge, 3 pulses. Step, curtsy lunge, 3 pulses. Step. If you want to make it more dynamic, jump, switch. Jump, 3, 2, 1. Kind of like a slowing down speed skater or speed skater variation. Laterally jump to the side and get into that triple curtsy lunge. Wow, 30 seconds quick. Okay, Star reach. Star, right? My legs and arms are out to the side. Come back in. Reach out. Neck is tired. You can do it with your head and shoulders down. Anytime your legs are reaching out, your abs have to stabilize to imprint. You can also do it, again, like I said, head, neck, and shoulder blades up. So make your star. Your head is part of the star. Moguls. So you're skiing, and when you do moguls, you want to always keep your knees bent. If you watch moguls, Olympic, or any moguls, you should never straighten your legs. Non-jumping. There's no straightening in the legs on the non-jumping version either. All right, feel that load. 30 seconds. Okay, so those are the 4 exercises. We have our deltoid, focus, down dog push-ups. All right, we have our curtsy lunges. We have our star. So star is 5 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your head. Your head is part of the star. And the last exercise was, what did I just do? Oh, the moguls. Okay. Down dog, please. Here we go. Bend your knees as needed. This is the only time we're ever going to be doing push-ups where I'm telling you to have your butt in the air. The only time. Take your hands also wide, just like your push-ups. You want your hands pretty wide so your elbows form about 90 degrees when you bend. You don't have to whack your head to the floor. It probably looks like I'm hitting my head, but it's my hair. I'm getting really close to the floor though. Okay? Curtsy lunge, 3, 2, 1, option to jump or step. Use your arms. Make it a functional movement. Helps with balance. When you swing those arms out to the side. You can put your hands on your hips if you like, but it's definitely a little more challenging. Chest stays up. Oh, I almost just tripped. You're a star. So make one. When your legs are in, it's easy. When you reach out, it's not just your arms that make it challenging, it's also your legs. If you reach it higher to the ceiling, less challenge. Lower to the ground, the most challenge. Okay? My shoulder blades are trying to stay off the ground. All right, let's do some moguls. You can do non-stop. Non-stop. Or you can do this, which is almost just as challenging for the legs. You just feel it. Feel the leg muscles burning. This almost is quickly, more cardio, a little more legs, leg muscles. Both really great options. Push yourself. 5 seconds. Then you get a minute break. Okay, I'm gonna get a quick drink of water here. We are on to our last round. I like to call boot camp really efficient workouts because you don't really need to spend a lot of time doing a workout if it's very efficient. All right, so if you're getting your heart rate up, 30 minutes is actually quite sufficient. 30 minutes heart rate up. Yeah, you don't need a whole hour. A lot of times you can last an hour because you pace yourself. All right, so it's all about getting a lot of work done in a short amount of time. All right. So we have 20 seconds. Our first exercise is a lunge. So from the front, pulse, just one pulse. Basically drop and propel yourself. Drop, propel, drop, propel. So non-jump, pulse, push up. All right, here we go. So lunge, push off. 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 Just enough time to swing your arms down, up, down, up, down, up. These are basic lunges, straight forward and back, not curtsy. Yeah. We got 5 seconds. So I'm going to show you the next exercise. Burpees. Oh my gosh. You guys know how to do burpees. Jump back, push up, jump in, come up. Non-jump versions, walk it back. Push up, if you're tired of it, don't do it. You want a push-up variation? Do a circle push-up. Jump back, circle. Circle the other way next time. And go towards one hand, finish by the other hand, come back up to center. All right? Options of push-ups. Chair pose. Yoga. Wow, you're like, what? We're doing yoga? No. Yeah, we're gonna do yoga. Just keep walking. And then go to the other side. Maybe 4 steps on each side. What's the challenge? Getting those arms up. Getting that butt down, that tailbone down. Itty bitty steps. For 30 seconds, you don't get to stand up. You don't get to lower your arms. That's pretty challenging. All right? Okay, here we go. High plank to low plank. High plank to low plank. On the knees, high plank to low plank. Okay? Pick your options. You want to switch lead arm. You don't always want to go down and up on the same arm. So I generally try to alternate. This is ultimately a plank. It's an ab exercise. Oh gosh, that's hard. Okay, I might need a minute right now. That burpee kind of did me in. Okay, let's take a minute for a second, just so we can get a little extra rest, and then this is the last round. So I really want you to push hard for this final 2 minutes. All right, take a little extra rest, save up all you got, and then give it your all. So let me just break down the circle push-up here. You can do it on your knees. I go to one side, and then come up, and then I finish the rest of the burpee. And then I go to the other side. Okay, it doesn't need to be all the way over, it's just a little bit. A little to the side, and then back to center. Okay, it's just a variation. All right, we're gonna start 15 seconds. It's just a variation. You can do regular push-ups. If you don't even wanna do burpees, you don't have to do burpees. First, we're gonna start with that pulse lunge. In 5 seconds, you can step back, alternate step back. Pulse and jump. Pulse, jump. Arm swing down, arm swing up. I really like this arm swing because it helps. It helps drive the movement. Down, up, down, up. Let your whole body work together to maximize your jump height, to maximize the effectiveness of a workout, of an exercise. We got 5 seconds, and then we're going to our burpees. Circle push-ups optional. Burpees. If you want to jump at the end, you can. If you want to do this jump here. This is the only burpee I did today. Aren't you happy I didn't do many burpees? 5 more seconds, no more burpees after this. Find your yoga. Your heart rate really should be up from the burpees. So it's great to do something where it's not continue pushing your heart rate up. Otherwise, you just want to take a break. This sort of low impact, less intense exercise, paired right after a high intensity one, allows you to keep moving without feeling like you're completely at your limits. Our goal, once again, is to move non-stop for 2 minutes. Last 30 seconds, up, down push-ups. Sorry, up, down planks. All right? Our goal is to move non-stop for 2 minutes, 30 seconds times 4. Targeting different muscle groups, abs, upper body, lower body. Oh, God, 5 seconds. This is really hard. I'm really tired. Ugh. Oh, yes, we made it. Go ahead and stay on the ground. I'm just gonna stop this timer. Oh gosh, no more beeps. Well done, well done. All right, you're on your stomach probably because of the last exercise you did. So feel free to stretch your abdominals. You can prop yourself up on your elbows. If you don't feel your abs stretch there, you can press onto your hands. Okay, so you're stretching all right here. Whew. So you can tell how hard you worked based on how you're breathing right now. You can hear how I'm talking. So if you try to talk right now and it's hard to get your words out, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that you pushed yourself. All right, sit back into a back stretch. So sit on your heels around the spine. A little different from child's pose. We actively are rounding the spine here. Child's pose, we kind of just sink everything down. Put emphasis on the spine. And then let's go into a hip flexor stretch. I'm gonna bring my back leg forward, and then the stretch I'm feeling is the front leg hip flexor. All right, so I'm just letting my hips sort of push down. Down, here. So when I used to teach boot camp in the studios, I would demonstrate an exercise, and then I would just walk around the entire studio, checking out technique and form, and, you know, being a cheerleader. So I basically did like 1 to 2 reps of everything, maybe. Switch. But now with Zoom, it's a little different, right? Because it's kind of weird if every time you looked up, I'm just staring at you guys. The only way I can really coach through these virtual classes is that every time you look at me, you can see me still demonstrating the proper form over and over and over again. And then based on hopefully my cues, you can adjust. So a lot of this is learning how to self-assess. So stand on up, hamstring. Good. Definitely pros and cons to virtual training, virtual exercise. We don't want to force anyone, so we're stretching our hamstrings here, the calves, especially the calves, right, because we jumped. So we never want to force anyone to show their videos. At the same time, like, you know, I can watch you guys on your videos and give some correction, but it's definitely limited. So learning technique and being aware of what you're doing, you know, self-awareness, really, really important. And if you're ever unsure of anything, you can always ask me after class. You can always schedule like a one-on-one. So like, for instance, I do training one-on-one with some people so that I have their video in front of me the whole time. So that correction and adjustments are being made. Hope you guys liked it. Boot camp is always just about circuits and timing. It is about doing things as fast as possible, but never at the expense of form or technique, right? You always want to make sure your form and technique is good. Triceps and obliques and IT band. Basically your entire right side. Good, and switch. So the reason I keep doing bodyweight workouts is because I don't have any equipment at home, and most people don't. So I never want equipment to be a reason that someone cannot join my workouts. But, you know, if this whole thing lasts for another year or two and dumbbells end up being available, stretch your chest, I might invest in some. And what's funny is I used to have 15-pound dumbbells, 10-pound dumbbells, stability ball, a BOSU, body bar, TRX. I had all of that stuff for so many years, and I like never used any of it. Stretch your back. I never used it because I was always at a gym. I was always working at a gym. And when I came home, I'm like, I'm not going to work out at home. I was just at the gym. And so it just was sitting around collecting dust, which a lot of equipment does do, right? It collects dust, but not because I wasn't using it. I mean, because I wasn't using it, but not because I wasn't exercising, right? And so I just gave it all away. I gave it to friends that wanted it. I didn't sell any of it. I don't know. I can't remember who I gave it to. But it's just funny because right now, like, I'd be like, oh man, I wish I had all that. But who knew any of this was coming? If someone knew and didn't want to tell me, no, just kidding.